Title: Operation Nightfall. The briefing. Dark room. A holographic briefing table glows, casting shadows on the walls. A group of elite Royal Marine Commandos stands at attention. The tension is thick in the air as their leader, Commander Hawkins, strides to the front of the room. Commander Hawkins, gruff, authoritative.
All right, listen up. We have a high-value target. Intel confirms an extraterrestrial combatant. Designation Specter. Crash-landed 2 nights ago in the Siberian wilderness. Hostile, heavily armed, and extremely dangerous.
The hologram shifts, showing a grainy satellite image of a crater, then a heat signature moving erratically. The team leans in, scrutinizing the intel. Sergeant Reynolds, skeptical.
So we're hunting ET now. Thought we signed up for real-world ops, not sci-fi.
Corporal Mason, smirking.
Next thing you know, we'll be fighting xenomorphs.
Commander Hawkins, stern.
This isn't a joke, Sergeant. Spectre took out an entire Spetsnaz retrieval squad. Modi wants it alive. That's where we come in. We go in fast, silent, and extract the target. No unnecessary force unless absolutely required. Extraction window is 1 hour. No second chances.
Lieutenant Carter, analytical, scanning the data.
Thermals show erratic movement patterns. It's unpredictable. Could be injured. Or setting a trap.
Sergeant Reynolds, folding arms.
And if it doesn't want to come quietly?
Commander Hawkins, icy.
Then you make it.
A tense beat. The team exchanges glances, understanding the gravity of the mission. The team gears up. Camera lingers on their specialized equipment. Suppressed carbines, adaptive armor, and non-lethal capture tools. Corporal Mason, checking gear.
Looks like we're using tranq rounds and electric nets. Hope that's enough for an alien commando.
Lieutenant Carter, tightening straps.
If it's wearing armor, standard munitions might not work. We'll have to be surgical.
A V-280. Valor tiltrotor roars to life. The team loads up, weapons primed. The ramp closes. Hawkins walks the length of the cabin, eyeing each soldier. Commander Hawkins, steady voice.
We've all faced impossible missions before. This is no different. We are Royal Marines. We adapt, we overcome, and we bring the fight to the enemy. Do your job, and we all come home.
Pilot, over comms.
ETA to drop zone. 15 minutes. Make 'em count.
Outside, a storm rages. Thunder crackles in the distance as the aircraft disappears into the night. Aircraft cabin. The team sits in silence, doing last-minute checks. Sergeant Reynolds, grinning, nudging Mason.
So, Mason, what's the first thing you'd ask an alien if you had the chance?
Corporal Mason, shrugging.
You come in peace?
Lieutenant Carter, dryly.
If it speaks at all.
The mood lightens for a moment, but the tension remains. Commander Hawkins, firm.
Eyes on the mission. No distractions.
The red light blinks, 1 minute to deployment. The team stands, weapons ready. The ramp lowers, revealing the dark, snow-covered wilderness below. Commander Hawkins.
Go! Go! Go!
The team leaps into the night, disappearing into the storm. The drop. The storm howls as the commandos descend, their parachutes barely visible against the darkness. Snow and wind lash at their visors. Sergeant Reynolds, over comms, strained.
Visibility is crap. Can barely see the ground.
Lieutenant Carter, adjusting altimeter.
500 meters. Steady your descent.
Dark forest rushing up to meet them. One by one, the team lands, sinking knee-deep into the snow. They move swiftly, securing the drop zone. Commander Hawkins, whispering.
Sound off. Sergeant
Reynolds, secure.
Corporal Mason.
Mason secure?
Lieutenant
Carter secure.
Private Henderson.
Henderson secure. Jesus, it's freezing.
The team moves into formation, weapons raised. They scan the tree line with night vision optics. Commander Hawkins.
We move in pairs. Carter, Reynolds, left flank. Mason, Henderson, right. I'll take point. Comms tight, no chatter.
The squad advances through the eerie silence of the Siberian wilderness. Trees groan under the weight of ice. Suddenly, static crackles in their earpieces. Lieutenant Carter tapping comms.
Interference? Something's jamming us.
Infrared scans flicker, ghostly shapes moving just beyond their field of view. Sergeant Reynolds, whispering,
We're not alone out here.
A distant guttural clicking noise echoes through the trees. The squad freezes. Commander Hawkins, low voice.
Eyes up, weapons free.
A shadow moves, too fast for the human eye. Private Henderson, panicked whisper.
Did you see that?
A burst of movement, something lunges from the treetops. Henderson barely dodges as a massive unseen force slams into the snow. Trees shake, muffled breathing, inhuman, mechanical. Commander Hawkins.
Light it up.
Gunfire erupts, muzzle flashes illuminating the creature. A towering silhouette, shifting like liquid metal, darts between trees. The bullets barely slow it down. Corporal Mason, yelling,
It's fast, too fast.
Lieutenant Carter.
Switching to thermal.
Carter flicks a switch. Specter's form glows red hot on the screen. It moves with unnatural speed, zigzagging through the snow. Commander Hawkins.
We need to box it in. Flank it now.
The squad fans out, closing the net. Specter lets out a sharp, unnatural shriek before vanishing into the darkness. Sergeant Reynolds, breathing hard.
That thing just took a full volley and kept moving. What the hell are we dealing with?
Static crackles in their comms again, then a chilling whisper, mechanical, distorted. Specter, alien voice, hunting you. Snow continues to fall heavy across the Siberian wilderness. The Royal Marines gather at Rally Point Echo, hunkered behind fallen trees and snow-covered rock formations. Breath clouds the air. Tension is high. Commander Hawkins.
Status?
Lieutenant Carter.
Mason stable. Minor injuries. Some kind of neural disruption. Maybe EMP-based.
Corporal Mason, weakly.
It looked right at me, didn't attack, it scanned me.
Sergeant Reynolds, gritting teeth.
And let you go. Why? We need to bring this thing down, Commander.
Commander Hawkins.
Number not yet. We need to understand what we're dealing with. Carter, those extra signals. You still reading them?
Lieutenant Carter, checking scanner.
Yeah, multiple signatures. All smaller. Could be drones or probes. It's not just evading us, it's mapping us.
High above in the trees, a small camouflage drone watches the team, clicking softly. A single red light blinks once, then fades. Hawkins moves to a small tablet, pulling up a 3D map of the terrain. He overlays heat signatures and jamming signals. Commander Hawkins.
There, ridge line to the west, natural choke point. If we can force Specter through there, we can contain it.
Sergeant Reynolds.
Or walk right into another trap.
Commander Hawkins.
That's why we set our own.
The team moves in a tactical sweep. Claymore-style shock mines planted, sonic lures deployed, spectral mist begins to seep into the trees as the temperature drops unnaturally. Corporal Mason.
I've fought insurgents, pirates, mercs. This is different. It's like the forest itself is watching us.
Suddenly, a blood-curdling shriek cuts through the air. A soldier in the distance, Private Lewis, is dragged into the dark. Gunfire erupts. The team regroups under fire from unseen attackers. Commander Hawkins.
Form up. Defensive perimeter. Reynolds, get eyes on Lewis.
Sergeant Reynolds.
Copy.
Reynolds sprints toward the last position, finds Lewis's gear, helmet sliced clean through, no blood, no body, only a strange circular burn in the snow. Lieutenant Carter, over comms.
I'm picking up energy pulses. Foreign tech. It's not Specter. These are automated units. Drones.
Suddenly, a flash. A metallic quad-legged drone leaps from the snowbank, nearly slicing Carter. Mason blasts it with a net round, shorting it out. It twitches, then dies. Corporal Mason.
One down. How many more?
Commander Hawkins.
This isn't a hunt. It's a battlefield test. Specter's not hiding. It's training.
Dawn breaks, a dim blue glow through the snow-heavy sky. The Marines are on the move, wary and cold, trekking uphill toward the ridgeline Hawkins marked the night before. The wind howls, trees creak. Commander Hawkins.
This terrain gives us the advantage. We've prepped traps, we've mapped the fallback points. We'll funnel Specter through here. End it.
Lieutenant Carter, checking thermal.
Still no visual on the primary, but I've got something big moving on the eastern ridge. Could be another drone.
A drone swarm rises from the treetops, clicking and whirring like insects. They form a net and begin scanning with beams of light. The Marines scramble for cover. Sergeant Reynolds.
Incoming. Suppress and scatter.
The team opens fire. EM grenades burst, sending shockwaves through the swarm. Some drones crash, others retreat. In the chaos, Specter appears briefly on a cliff edge, silent, watching. Then it disappears. Corporal Mason.
It's not afraid of us. It's hurting us.
Commander Hawkins.
Then let's play along.
The Marines regroup and move with precision, drawing Specter in. Mason uses himself as bait, limping through a false opening while the others lay in wait. Lieutenant Carter to Mason.
You sure about this?
Corporal Mason.
It let me go once. Let's see if it wants a rematch.
As Mason moves, Specter emerges, this time slower, cautious. The trap is sprung, nets fire, drones detonate. Specter fights back, fast and feral, but Carter manages to land an EMP dart into its armor. Sergeant Reynolds.
It's down! Move! Move!
The Marines rush in, tranquilizers primed, but Specter lashes out with a sonic pulse, sending Mason flying. It grabs Reynolds, pauses, then releases him again. Commander Hawkins.
It had you. Why didn't it kill you?
Sergeant Reynolds, breathing heavy.
Looked disappointed.
Suddenly, a pulse erupts from the ridgeline. A massive alien ship, half buried and camouflaged in the ice, awakens. Specter races toward it. Lieutenant Carter.
That's no escape pod. That's a beacon.
Commander Hawkins.
It was never here alone. It was never the only one coming.
The Marines stare at the glowing ship, stunned. The bunker's power remains unstable. Lights flicker, casting long, dancing shadows across the alien walls. The Marines regroup near the console where Specter projected the warning. Tension is palpable. Lieutenant Carter still staring at the star map.
That planet. It's not one we've cataloged. Whatever Specter's warning us about, it's coming from there.
Sergeant Reynolds.
So this wasn't just a crash. It was a warning shot.
Commander Hawkins.
We need to get this intel back to HQ. Carter, copy everything. Mason, secure the area.
As Carter extracts data from the console, Specter tilts its head slightly, then abruptly moves toward the shadows. It vanishes once again into the corridor. Corporal Mason.
And there it goes again. Doesn't even say goodbye.
Suddenly, a sharp beeping erupts from Carter's tablet. The screen goes black. Lieutenant Carter.
Damn it. It fried my system, intentionally. It didn't want us to take that data.
Commander Hawkins.
Or it only wanted to show us, not share it.
Outside, the storm has completely stopped, replaced by an eerie stillness. Snow glistens untouched. The team exits the bunker and ascends the ridgeline. Sergeant Reynolds, surveying the horizon.
It's too quiet.
Pilot over comms.
Eagle 1 to ground team. Copy?
Commander Hawkins into comms.
This is ground team. We read you. Mission update. Target made contact. We're returning with partial intel.
Pilot.
Copy. Extraction ETA, 20 minutes. We're tracking movement east of your position. Large, fast.
Lieutenant Carter, scanning the direction.
Picking up energy spikes. Not Specter.
A metallic screech tears through the air. From the distant tree line, a new figure emerges, larger than Specter, its armor bulkier, more aggressive. Behind it, more drones. Commander Hawkins.
Contact. Defensive formation.
A firefight erupts. The Marines unleash a barrage of rounds and EMP grenades. The new enemy, designated as Wraith, charges with brutal efficiency, tearing through tree trunks. Corporal Mason.
This thing's not playing around.
Lieutenant Carter.
It's absorbing damage like nothing. Switching to high voltage.
Wraith roars, then a beam of energy lances from its arm, hitting a tree near Carter, who dives just in time. Commander Hawkins.
Fall back to Rally Point Bravo. We're outgunned.
The Marines retreat in a tight formation. Explosions light the forest. Drones pursue them relentlessly. Carter sets a trap, an energy snare, that short-circuits 2 drones. Sergeant Reynolds.
We're not gonna make it to the exfil at this rate.
Voice unknown from comms.
Follow beacon.
Lieutenant Carter, blinking.
That wasn't one of ours.
Suddenly, a distant blue flare rises in the sky. A signal, Specter's signal. Commander Hawkins.
That's our ticket out. Move.
The team pushes through the last stretch of forest, pursued by drones. Specter appears ahead, placing something on the ground. A detonator. As the team clears the kill zone, Specter triggers it. A shockwave knocks the drones out. Corporal Mason, panting.
Remind me to thank our alien friend later.
The team regroups at the beacon. Specter nods once, then vanishes into the trees again. The Valor Tiltrotor descends. Marines scramble aboard. Pilot.
You guys look like hell.
Commander Hawkins.
We'll brief you in the air. We've got bigger problems coming.
The aircraft rises, leaving the battlefield behind. From the tree line, Wraith watches, unharmed. Its armor shifts, adapting. Lieutenant Carter.
We went looking for a threat. We found a war.
Aboard the Valor Tiltrotor, the cabin hums with tension as the Marines remove their helmets, catching their breath. Outside, the frozen wilderness falls away beneath them. Commander Hawkins.
Sit rep. Everyone accounted for?
Sergeant Reynolds.
Lewis is still MIA. We didn't get him back.
Corporal Mason.
He's not dead. That burn mark, whatever took him, wasn't finished with him.
Lieutenant Carter, reviewing scans.
I agree. His biosignal disappeared clean, like it was jammed or cloaked.
Commander Hawkins.
One crisis at a time. Carter, anything salvageable from the scan?
Lieutenant Carter.
Minimal. But I got coordinates from Specter's flare signal. It wasn't random. It pointed us toward something.
Valor approaching a new region. An isolated, snow-covered plateau with massive rock formations arranged in unnatural symmetry. Pilot over headset.
We're coming up on your drop zone. Doesn't look like anything on the maps.
Commander Hawkins.
That's because it's not human.
The Valor drops the team onto the plateau. Snow crunches under their boots as they move cautiously toward the rock formations. Suddenly, static erupts over the comms. Pilot distorted.
Repeat, taking fire. Unidentified craft.
The Marines whip around. Above, 2 sleek triangular alien ships dart through the clouds like sharks. One breaks formation and fires at the Valor. The aircraft takes a hit and spirals out of view. Commander Hawkins.
Eagle 1 is down.
Sergeant Reynolds.
Incoming.
The alien ships circle, scanning. The Marines scatter to cover among the rocks. Carter activates a field jammer, disrupting the ship's scans. Lieutenant Carter.
That'll buy us a few minutes.
From the snow, a section of rock shifts. It's not natural. It's a disguised hatch. It opens slowly, revealing an illuminated corridor descending underground. Corporal Mason.
Guess we found what Specter wanted us to see.
Commander Hawkins.
Move! Underground! Now!
The team inside the corridor. It's lined with alien glyphs, some glowing faintly. The walls pulse with organic, almost living energy. Sergeant Reynolds, glaring at the glyphs.
What is this place? A temple?
Lieutenant Carter, scanning with handheld device.
A command relay. This wasn't just a scouting base. It's a forward outpost, linked to something bigger.
Ahead, the corridor opens into a massive underground chamber. At its center, a holographic map displays Earth and surrounding space. Several red markers blink on the map. Target zones. Commander Hawkins.
They've already planned the invasion.
A shadow moves behind them. Specter emerges from the darkness. It approaches the map, places its hand on a control node. The red markers vanish, replaced by blue symbols. Corporal Mason.
It's trying to stop them.
Suddenly, alarms blare. Specter jerks its head toward the corridor. Footsteps echo, heavier than drones. Wraith enters with 2 elite alien soldiers flanking it. Commander Hawkins.
Defensive positions.
A brutal fight breaks out. Specter moves with almost preternatural speed, engaging 1 elite soldier while the Marines trade fire with the other. Wraith lunges at Hawkins, knocking him across the chamber. Sergeant Reynolds.
He's adapting again. Aim for the joints.
Reynolds hurls a plasma grenade. It detonates near Wraith, damaging part of its leg armor. Carter interfaces with the alien console, triggering a pulse wave that disables the enemy soldiers momentarily. Lieutenant Carter.
Go, we have a window.
The Marines retreat with Specter leading them through a side passage. As they move, the facility begins to collapse. Self-destruct triggered. Commander Hawkins, limping.
We need to reach the crash site. If Eagle One's still intact, we can transmit this intel.
The plateau above. Alien ships begin descending, deploying more units. The sky darkens. Lieutenant Carter.
We thought this was a mission to capture a rogue alien, but we've walked straight into an invasion staging ground.
The Marines scramble through snow-covered forest trails, smoke rising in the distance. Behind them, alien ships descend, deploying reinforcements. The sky is streaked with atmospheric lightning. Commander Hawkins, breathing hard.
We're not going to outrun them. Carter, how far to the crash site?
Lieutenant Carter, glancing at his scanner.
2 clicks southeast, but we've got movement closing fast. Ground troops.
Corporal Mason.
They're not giving us a break.
Sergeant Reynolds.
Let's give them a surprise then.
The team ducks into a rocky ravine and sets up a hasty ambush. As the alien soldiers enter, a brutal firefight erupts. Plasma bolts and rifle rounds flash in the darkness. 1 drone is taken down with a combat knife to its exposed neck joint. Commander Hawkins.
Hold the line. Buy Carter time to loop us a route.
Carter rapidly hacks a signal booster onto his gauntlet. He reroutes the damaged terrain map from Specter's data. A holographic path illuminates toward a deeper cave system. Lieutenant Carter.
There, through the ridge, leads straight to the crash site.
The Marines break contact and flee into the new path. Specter appears beside them, gesturing toward an access point sealed with alien tech. Carter and Specter interface to open it. The door parts, revealing a hidden chamber beneath the ridge. Inside the chamber, it's quiet. Massive crystals grow from the ground, each one humming with energy. In the center lies a partially buried alien vessel, heavily damaged. Corporal Mason.
This thing, it's not just a ship, it's a transmitter.
Lieutenant Carter, analyzing console.
A relay node. It can send a signal beyond our solar system. It's how they're coordinating.
Commander Hawkins.
Can we use it to contact HQ?
Lieutenant Carter.
If we overload it, maybe. But we'll light ourselves up to everything in orbit.
Sergeant Reynolds.
Then we make it count. Load the data. Prep a burst.
As Carter works, Specter observes, then steps forward and plugs its own device into the console. Suddenly, Specter's armor flashes blue, syncing with the transmitter. The crystals pulse. Corporal Mason.
It's merging with the signal, boosting it.
Lieutenant Carter.
It's sacrificing itself to send the message.
The ship begins to shake violently. Alarms blare. Outside, Wraith descends from a transport, stalking toward the chamber with a squad of elites. Commander Hawkins.
Buy him time, no matter what.
The Marines hold the entrance against waves of enemies. The chamber lights up as the transmission completes. Specter collapses beside the console, its body fading to black. Lieutenant Carter quietly.
Signal away. We did it.
Wraith enters furious. Its armor crackles with unstable energy. It charges. Hawkins and Reynolds stand their ground. Mason throws a last-ditch EMP grenade. Wraith stumbles, but recovers. Commander Hawkins.
Run, that's an order.
Corporal Mason.
Not this time.
The Marines engage in a brutal final stand. Carter grabs Specter's data shard and bolts through a collapsing tunnel. Explosions follow behind. Carter emerging onto a cliff edge. An emergency beacon flashes in the distance. HQ received the signal. Dropships are inbound. Lieutenant Carter.
We were never just here to capture something. We were here to decide the future of our world.
Snow whips across the cliffs. Lieutenant Carter stumbles forward, wounded, clutching the alien data shard. He drops to one knee, spotting the approaching dropship, smoke trails and all. In the distance, Wraith emerges from the collapsing tunnel, scanning for heat signatures. Lieutenant Carter, intercoms weakly.
Valor, this is Carter. Package secure. Requesting immediate pickup.
Valor pilot, overcoms.
We see you, Lieutenant, on approach. Hang in there.
Carter ducks behind a rock as a plasma blast hits nearby. Wraith has locked on. He lifts the shard toward the sky, activating its beacon. A shimmering dome of light flares up briefly, revealing his position, but also shielding him momentarily. Wraith, snarling, mechanical. You prolong the inevitable. Inside the dropship. Commander Hawkins and Sergeant Reynolds are barely alive, but pushing forward. Hawkins leans toward the pilot. Commander Hawkins.
We're not leaving him.
Pilot.
I've got flak in every direction. We'll have one pass.
Commander Hawkins.
Then make it count.
The cliffside as Carter runs. Wraith charges behind, firing bolts of searing energy. Carter tosses a plasma mine over his shoulder. It detonates mid-air, engulfing Wraith in flame and shrapnel, but it keeps coming. Carter reaches a clearing just as the Valor dropship swoops in low. The rear ramp lowers, bullets flying from its mounted gun. Hawkins appears at the edge. Commander Hawkins, shouting,
Jump, damn it!
Carter leaps. Wraith lunges. In mid-air, Carter throws the shard toward Hawkins as Wraith grabs his leg. The pilot banks hard and the ramp tilts. Hawkins grabs Carter's arm, then Wraith's hand clamps onto Carter's boot. Sergeant Reynolds, straining,
Cut the cable!
Hawkins draws a combat knife and severs the strap on Carter's pack. Wraith tumbles into the abyss, shrieking. Carter collapses onto the ramp. The ship pulls up through the storm. Inside, medics rush to Carter. Hawkins clutches the shard, staring at the pulsing light within. Commander Hawkins.
Tell me this was worth it.
Lieutenant Carter, faint smile.
We just told the galaxy Earth won't go quietly.
In orbit, a massive alien fleet stirs. One ship begins to change direction, pulling away from Earth. Somewhere, Specter's signal is received and responded to. Back on Earth, the Valor returns to base. Marines line the runway. Carter steps out, bandaged and bruised, holding the shard. HQ officials approach. HQ General Lieutenant.
What the hell did you bring us?
Lieutenant Carter, looking at the sky.
The future.
Scenes from across the globe. Satellite dishes align. Civilian shelters prepare. Factories shift to war production. Specter's tech is studied. The world is changing, preparing. Deep in space, a distant planet. Another Specter watches Earth through a viewing orb. It turns, nodding to unseen figures in the shadows. Lieutenant Carter.
The war's not over. It hasn't even begun.
That is the end for this one. Make sure you come back for more, and like and subscribe. See you soon.